So just as a messy house can cause many people a meltdown, there's actually data around this that when your house is messy or when your home office is messy, your brain actually goes into beta brainwave state. So in chaos, your brain goes into beta brainwave state. This is not the state that you want to be in if you are creating, if you are in action, if you are wanting to produce your best work. So it's actually been proven that your brain goes into a different state when you have a messy space. We also know it too. For anyone that's now working from home or has had to work from home, we know what it's like when our apartment is dirty. We don't feel good about working when there's stuff all over the table, when the dishes are dirty, when there's laundry to be folded. I don't know about you, but if the place is messy, I cannot start my day. And you guys, I'm not the cleanest of people. I'll be real. I'm not the cleanest of people, but I just can't anymore. It's like a complete energy suck. And what happens is there's a residue. So say you walk into your apartment and the laundry is not folded and it's just sitting in the laundry bin. Every time you're going to walk past it and you say, oh, I need to do the laundry. You're thinking that in your head. I need to do the laundry. Or there's dishes in the sink. You're like, got to do those dishes. So there's this residue that's built up when there's a mess. Things are communicating. There's energy all around us, from a feng shui perspective, that's communicating with us in our subconscious at all times. So how can we be more mindful and set ourselves up for the best and highest energetic alignment in our physical space and in our digital space? So in the Life Edit program, we go deep into the physical space. There's so much feng shui that I was able to add, and I'm so excited about it. But there was a recent survey by, a global services company called Adaptivist that showed most people spend about 45 minutes a day searching through digital information to find either a report or email or some super important tidbit that they need for work or family. So that is a whopping 22 hours a month, nearly 11 days a year. So this is due to people not having a handle on or organization around their digital footprint. I do this a lot. I'm like, even today, I was like, where's that thing that I have? Where's that agreement? Where's that form? Where's that thing? So how can our digital, life support us in being more effective? There also was a survey that showed that the average office worker spends just over 4 hours per day on their work email. It's 20 hours a week, more than 1,000 hours per year, and 47,000 hours over the course of their career. So that's about 5 years of your life. So only about a quarter of people refrain from checking their emails into the office. Most of us do it at home. So if we are spending that much time on our email, how can we make this a pleasurable, ease-filled experience? It doesn't have to be like, yay, email always comes into my inbox and I'm excited, but how can we make that as less stressful, organized as possible? There's a lot of people that do Operation Inbox Zero, or I don't know if it's called Operation. They do Inbox Zero, Operation Inbox Zero, one of those, but basically the goal is to have an inbox of zero. So that could be something that you're doing within this. I don't have that, but I do clean out my email every single time I'm doing a life edit. I have around 100 in each of my boxes. They can be filed away and not. We can go into that later. So are we convinced that our digital life is important and should be edited? Yes, we are. Okay, let's go through some tips and tactical ways that we can support ourselves in having that highest version of ourselves exist digitally in the world, having our holograms that exist, that our egos love so much, updated, having an updated system, updating the system. You guys, we got to update the matrix every once in a while. It's got to keep it up to date with who we want to be seen as in this moment. So one of the first ways that I like to do a digital life edit, so I'm going to give you some of the tips, just some high level things that are really tactical for you in this episode. Again, there's going to be so much more, and there's going to be more of the energetic work in the actual program. But what I'd love to do within the digital life edit is to go through your camera roll. So go through your camera roll and you can delete old photos that you no longer want to hold on to, old screenshots and duplicates. As an example, as someone that is a public figure, as someone that has an audience, we have, feedback and people that say things all the time. Sometimes people say really kind things and I screenshot them. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to save that for a rainy freaking day. I'm going to save that when I need it, when I want to smile, when I just need a little love. So that is a great suggestion. You can make a happy folder and put those things in a happy folder. But then sometimes people got beef. People have beef with what I say, who I am, how I do it, blah, blah, blah. And you screenshot that. And sometimes I screenshot it and share it with the team just to be like, hey, we got to respond to this. Let's let them know that we heard them, whatever. So not only are a lot of times people sharing, keeping really positive things, but we're also keeping those negative things. So at times we want to remove those from our phone. Those are going to be screenshots. Or say you broke up with someone. Might want to remove those from your phone. Or say you have tons of duplicates. I think this is what happens, especially, as a content creator. I have 4 of the same photo of everything. It's just something that we do. When we hold our phone, we just keep tapping of the same thing. I have 2 baby cats that I adopted. There are thousands of photos of those babies and we need all of them, but we sometimes don't need the duplicates. So how can we go through and sort of let go of any photos or conversations we don't need, silly screenshots that we never needed of, our prescription? How can we get rid of the old photos from our camera roll? Well, one of my favorite ways to do that is through an app called Smart Cleaner app. Smart Cleaner app. I pay for it. There's also a free version. This isn't sponsored. So I had over 25,000 photos on my phone. Most were duplicates or were screenshots. And I was able to delete the photos in batches during walks by using the Smart Cleaner app. So what it does is it looks for duplicate photos on your phone and allows you to choose, hey, let's keep the best one. Let's keep the ones where my eyes are open. Let's keep the clearest ones. Let's keep, the brightest lighting for these, and it helps you get rid of tons of tons of photos from your phone. So an example, on my morning walk, I would start by looking at a certain time frame. In the Smart Cleaner app, I would say, hey, let's look at all the photos from 2013 to 2015. And then I was able to basically filter from there and delete all the photos that I wanted to delete. Then I'd move from 2015 to 2017, whatever that process was. But I highly recommend doing this on your Smart Cleaner app. That will really help to consolidate and clean up all the photos on your phone. When I did a poll on my Instagram a few weeks ago, I said, how many photos do you all have on your phone? The numbers ranged from 4,000 to 40,000. It gets wild. And I would also say that if you are going through your photos in this way, you can also make it really special and sentimental and nostalgic. I think when I was looking at old photos and conversations and screenshots, I found screenshots from when Justin and I first started dating, 10 years ago, and it just, warmed my little heart. So there's a lot of nostalgia and emotions that will also come up during things like this, when you're doing activities like this. And that is an important part of the life edit. Honestly, there's so much emotion that, we hold with things like this, with clothes, with our furniture, with relationships, with old photos. We kind of overlook that sometimes when we're doing these type of things, but there's going to be a lot of emotions that potentially come up. Thank you so much for tuning in to Morning Microdose by Almost 30.
We hope you enjoyed waking up.
As always, we encourage you to take what resonates and leave the rest. If you enjoyed this trip, tune into the full episode on the Almost 30 podcast. All episode information can be found in the show notes.
Make sure to subscribe, and if this becomes a part of your morning routine, be sure to share it with a friend. We have new inspiring doses Monday through Friday. Follow us on Instagram at Morning Microdose, and follow Almost 30 at Almost 30 Podcast.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you in the vortex.